Well, hello there. So you're looking for the 4 stages in order to escape the job you hate and finally get the freedom that you want. You want the power to do whatever it is that you want to do, like me sitting here in the middle of the work week on a Friday, September 5th at 11 a.m., making videos on the internet just because I feel like it. Having quit this job right here where I wasn't that happy in, to do what I want. But right now, you're like I was, trapped in the job that you hate, feeling like the clock is ticking on your entire life and your potential is just being wasted, burned away, literally. And you've probably watched like dozens of videos about how to escape and all those like vlog style videos where everyone's like, oh yeah, I quit my job and now I'm just traveling the world doing whatever I want. Well, the problem with the how to escape videos is that they tell you about, oh, look at this crazy business model that I have. This is the crazy marketing trick. This is the one investment that I made that is the best to finally make me millions of dollars and escape my job to do whatever I want. Well, all these different tactics, business models don't work for you because it's not something that you're interested in, meaning that you can't stick to it. If you can't stick to it, then it's not going to work for you. It worked for them because they could stick to it. And then all the people that just decided to quit out of nowhere, make like a little vlog video about it, they're all like, oh yeah, I'm out here living my best life. But I'll probably have to run out of money at some point and figure out how to make some money so I can start doing this again. But I'll worry about that later. Well, that's just being temporarily delusional. You don't want that. You want something sustainable that will last you your entire life so you can pretty much do whatever you want for your entire life. Well, that's why I have the 4 psychological stages. I literally spent 5 years prior to my job and then like 2 years during my job. So about totally of 7 years. I tried messing around with other people's paths, watching YouTube videos, and then following the tactics and business models that they talked about, like drop shipping or FBA or like some weird stock day trading investments. And you know what? It cost me over 70K, and then those 7 years completely wasted. But luckily for you, through the years of experience, I distilled this into 4 psychological stages that I moved through in order to finally reach the last stage, stage 4, which is what I consider freedom. And realizing that actually most people get stuck at stage 2 and they die there. And that's the stage of basically being in the traditional path, completely wasting your potential. And honestly, seeing people waste their potential is not really something that I like to see. So that's why in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you the map of the psychological stages so you can start thinking yourself and moving yourself through these stages instead of kind of like playing other people's games and getting you actually nowhere. Is it going to make you rich instantly? No, it is not. Will it get you freedom enough in order to ignore the rules of the world and just go chase passion over profit? No, it is not. You're going to need to make profit. Will it be boring and also very hard at times? 100% yes, but is it going to be a hell of a lot faster than just being stuck at stage 2, grinding away at your job all the time? Yes, it will. And is it possible that you can do this in 5 years, maybe 2 to 3 if you're really good at it? 100% yes. And then soon enough, you'll be sitting here just like me doing whatever the hell you want while everyone else is grinding away at their great work-life balance. If you want that, then let me start at the first psychological stage, which is level 1. Level 1 is the gambler. The core mindset of the gambler is, I need to find the right tactics. And then you go into dropshipping, and then you go into day trading, and then you go into crypto, and then you go into agencies, and then you can add anything in this, like window washing, lawn care, home cleaning, Etsy products, Amazon FBA. There is no right business tactic. Like I mentioned before, I literally lost 12K super quick on a stupid like 1 week thing where I tried to day trade on Robinhood because I thought I found this new super OP spread tactic which is going to make me rich in like 2 weeks. I had like 12K and I was like, oh shit, I can make this like 200K in the next 3 weeks with this one trade. So I put it all in there, and you know what? I lost all my money. The fatal flaw is that it believes the vehicle is more important than the driver. It chases money, not value. And it makes you think it is luck and not skill. Like, for example, thinking back on the trading, and also I did actually try all these things, like literally all these things. Every single one of them didn't work because I believed I didn't really matter. I didn't have any value at the table. So I just needed to find the right vehicle to drive to get me to my goal, to my destination, which of course is to do whatever I want. Well, that is not true. What really matters is you. What value can you have, which is skills, like 100% it's skills. And you know what that skills does? That skills actually sort of creates you luck, creates you opportunities, and then also allows you to be a good driver. Like no matter what car you are driving, you choose the car that you want to drive, and then if you're a really good driver, you're going to drive it well. And if you like the car, you're going to continue to want to drive it, which will get you farther along on your road to your goal. To put it really simply, let's say you have 3 cars here. A red car, you have a blue car, and you have a green car. So think about 2 different people here. The first person, he just thinks about what is the best car to get me to my destination, whatever that may be, my goal. And it could be a dollar amount, it doesn't really matter. And he says like, oh, he sees this red car, he saw someone else was able to reach the goal from it, so he tries it for a little while. It's like, oh fuck, it doesn't work for me. So he gives up and goes to the blue car, and he tries it for a while, he goes to the green car, he tries it for a while. They all don't work, they all don't reach his goal, and he switched between all these cars. Versus the one person, he genuinely takes a look at all the cars he has, like he goes to the lot, he sees and looks at even more than just 3 cars. Instead of going through all the 3 cars, he picks the cars he wants. He decides like, oh yeah, I like the blue car. I like the interior. I like the exterior. I like everything about the car. I can drive this car for a super long time. I just really like it. For example, this car could be like gym ownership. He would like to own his own gym. And you know what happens? Since he actually enjoys it, he stays in for the long haul, which actually allows him to reach his goal. So leaving level 1, you learn that you need to pick something and stick with it in order to reach your goals. And this develops skills. But then that leads into level 2, which is the grinder. The core mindset is I need to work harder. And typically this is actually a good job, but it doesn't really matter. It could be a good business. And the key insight that you want to take away is this is where most men get stuck. It's because it is socially acceptable misery. You don't need to just grind. It's not about just sticking with it as long as possible. If you don't enjoy it at all, like I mentioned about the cars, like if you actually enjoy it a bit, you can actually go longer. So in the stage of the grinder, you're trading time for money, outsourcing your sovereignty to a boss, so you don't really have freedom, and believes effort alone is enough. This leads to burnout, which is probably where you're at right now. Realize grinding alone, anyone can do, and you need to actually work smarter. This is when you start to realize that you can put more emphasis on your skills. So if you're working a job right now that you don't like, and I always like to use the McDonald's example because it's a very typical one that everyone doesn't like. So if you're working a cashier, and of course you don't like this job, it's sort of miserable. It feels meaningless, right? You barely get paid for anything too. But if later on that you actually did want to be like a gym owner, going back to that same example, a skill that you definitely need is sales, right? You need to be able to get the people in the door so that then they can finally see how nice your gym is, see how nice your services is, and then they can purchase your service. And then of course that is going to work. So while you're at the cashier, say someone is buying a Big Mac. You're like, oh yeah, that Big Mac would be really nice with the large soda here. You need something to wash that down. Say something along those lines so you can practice upselling them. Or maybe somebody comes up to the McDonald's counter for some reason and is like, oh, maybe I'm not going to buy anything today, and is starting to walk away. And you could be like, oh, you don't have to buy a Big Mac. Maybe you can just buy this $1 McChicken. It also tastes great and it can be a good substitute for a meal instead of the Big Mac, which is very expensive. And boom, you just fucking downselled him. So instead of just following the manual, like driving the vehicle how everyone else tells you exactly how to do it, you're starting to think of yourself, work a bit smarter, actually use the vehicle that you chose or build the skills for whatever business model or career that you'd like to go into. Thinking about yourself, how can you best operate this business model, this career, or navigate it? Although this mindset of thinking smart sometimes gets you into trouble, which leads to level 3, which is the desperate man. You end up thinking, I need to be smarter than the system, and then trick yourself into kind of wanting to go back into the tactics and whatever. You try to look for the hacks within whatever that you're doing. And a story here is actually how I lost 60K plus, as I mentioned. So in my job, I was an equity analyst. So I work with like hedge funds and stuff and analyze the stocks for them in order to make the best picks. But I thought I was smart on my own too, like trading crypto. I thought I could make it big. And you know what happened? I made a big ass trade. I thought oh yeah, no way I could be wrong here. I know exactly what's happening. I work with the big guys. I know what's good. I make the trade. I think I'm going to like buy a house in the next year because I'm such a genius. And you know what? I just lost 60K, which was like basically all the savings I had at the time. So the flaw was intellectual arrogance. I tried to find the hacked or exploit instead of creating real value. What you have to just realize right now, so something to think about, is there is no easy way. And I don't have this quote exact, but Alex Hormozi, he's like a multi-millionaire at this point, making hundreds of $1,000,000 per year if you don't know who he is. But something that he said is along the lines of, the hard way is the easy way because there is no easy way. Like I mentioned in the beginning, you're going to have to put a lot of time into it, and it's going to be very hard or even boring or painful at times. But that is the easiest way because there is no other way. There is no other way to actually get the success. You have to take the resistance to get the reward. If it was so easy, again, it sounds cliche, but like, of course, everyone would have the success and have everything they want if it was super easy. So the hard way is the easy way because it is the only way. And that leads into level 4, the architect, which is just what I'm calling it. And also what I consider actual freedom. And the core mindset here is I need to become undeniably useful. So the subtle shift here, and honestly, this is something that I only really realized within the last year, is freedom is a byproduct of value creation, which is only sustainable through the trinity of profit, passion, and health. This is a final and profound insight, in my opinion. So this is like a summarization of how you actually find something that is like a life pursuit. You first figure out what makes profit. So you take a look at vehicles that specifically make profit and nothing else. If they don't make profit, it's just a hobby. It's not something that you can actually pursue for life. And then secondly, is this a passion? So are you interested in any of these vehicles? Do you like the color? And then finally, you figure out a way that you can go for the long term. So this portion right here, in a way that doesn't deteriorate your health, because if for whatever reason the method that you're using deteriorates your health in like year 4, you can't work anymore, then you're going to miss out on this section. So you also have to be healthy to actually reach the long haul goal. And the fatal flaw here is, as far as I can tell, there's nothing, because I've been sitting here for a year now, basically doing whatever the hell I want, making these videos. And personally, the vehicle that I did choose was trading options, but that would be different for everybody. Again, the vehicle you choose has to be this trinity right here. And for me, that's what it is. For you, it's going to be different. And this might make you wonder, well, how do you actually find this mission? Like, you might think options trading is good for you. You might think dropshipping is good for you. You might think owning a gym is good for you. You might think owning like a McDonald's franchise is good for you, but you're not really certain about it yet. And if you're not certain, it's very hard to stick to it in the long haul and do this whole thing that I mentioned and finally reach stage 4. So if that is an issue for you and you want a 2-year plan to go from trapped wagey to free man, I actually do have a 2-year plan that I laid out in a video. This is the plan that I use myself. If you want that, watch this video right here. I'll lay out the plan for you and you can use it for yourself to start becoming a free man. If you want that, click this video right here.